Does he have a voodoo doll of his daughter's boyfriend? And that's why his daughter's boyfriend plays so badly because he's just sitting there poking it all the time.
Hey, Sassy Stuff, what's up? I'm Molly and I'm back with Georgia. And today we're going to be talking things like rivalry week. Oh my goodness, I can't even say it. This one in particular, we're going to be talking about the Egg Bowl, Ole Miss, buddy. Ole Miss. That is like a team that I'm a secret lover of. And I really think it's just Lane Kiffin in general. But the Ole Miss Rebels are going to be playing the Mississippi State Bulldogs this Saturday. Georgia, how are you feeling about Lane Kiffin, the Egg Bowl? I mean, clearly, I'm pretty sure that the Rebels are going to take this home, but like, you tell me.
I think the Egg Bowl is just one of the most underrated rivalries. It
Mhm.
gets mean, it gets dirty. I mean, Mississippi State's got some redneck fans, so they just go in there and tear it up, and it's amazing. One of my favorite moments of any rivalry was when the Ole Miss player went and peed on, like, pretended to like pee like a dog on the Mississippi State end zone. They've gotten in fights. This is what rivalry is about, just purely hating each other, and they do it very well. It's funny you say that you're a secret lover of Ole Miss. I am a secret lover of Mississippi State. Um, I think it's just I think their fans just have a lot of passion, and I like to pull for people that don't win a lot.
Yeah.
Unless I'm playing them, then I wanna beat you to a pulp.
I
But
love the underdogs. I mean, I'm shocked that Mississippi State had as good of a year as they've had, and even the games like I was just telling Emma in the other video, like even the games that they've lost, like they were all in on. They never showed up and half-assed a game. Like they played their hearts out, which I respect so much. I'm not necessarily like a rebel lover. I'm more of a Lane Kiffin lover. So
we love Lane Kiffin. And it's like, honestly, this is just like a Saturday Lane Kiffin reality TV show. No one's focused on the game. Everyone's just focused on what's going on with Lane Kiffin. Is he going to LSU? Is he going to Florida? Has he paid his taxes last year? Is he going to go buy a dog soon? We don't know. But we're here for it and we're ready to figure out what's going on. And we're here every step of the way. He's just such a likable person.
is
And
he beefing with his daughter's boyfriends? Like we never know.
yeah.
Okay.
Does he have a voodoo doll of his daughter's boyfriend? And that's why his daughter's boyfriend plays so badly because he's just sitting there poking it all the time.
I I have so much respect for him just as a human. He's just so like you never know what's coming out of that man's mouth next. His Twitter account, his just like anytime he's doing press, I'm like, what's he gonna say this time? You know? He could, for all we know, he could talk about chili cheese dogs on a random set. Like you literally never know what this man's gonna bring up. He'll talk about credit card points, chili cheese dogs, football, softball, whatever you want him to talk about. He's gonna talk to you about it. Like the man just loves to talk.
Yeah, and so do we. But I also love Jeff Lebby, the coach of the State Bulldogs. I think he is such a good coach. I think that state fans just need to give him a little bit more time. But like you said, they've had impressive losses, which, you don't like to say that, but they have had impressive losses where you would think that they were gonna get blown out, and they didn't. Um, Now this is a rivalry game, so there's a lot of heavy pressure, and both teams are gonna come out playing really hard. The Bulldogs have fixed their secondary on defense, but their defensive line is very weak, and Ole Miss is definitely gonna be able to, take advantage of that. Lacey does great breaking tackles, and so I feel like they're just gonna get their ass ran through all day long.
Mhm.
Um, an interesting thing is that Ole Miss has never been to the SEC championship, though. Never. So, if they win and they would need the Aggies to lose and Bama to lose, which, that It's possible. Everything's possible.
Right.
But, they could end up
Not
in
like
the SEC. Yes, it's not likely that both of them are gonna lose, but it is possible, and if Ole Miss could end up in the SEC championship, that would be great for their program. But I think even if some crazy thing happens and the Bulldogs win, Ole Miss will still be in the playoffs. They just might not get that, bye week or the home game.
I mean, here's the deal. Ole Miss is 10-1 right now. Mississippi State 5-6. If we're looking at these numbers just off the bat, clear as day, the line is 7 to 7.5 points. I mean, it's a bigger line. However, the Rebels are currently ranked high in both the FPI and CFP metrics, showing that they are among one of the best teams nationally right now in this very moment. Anything is possible in college football. It's just you really there's I feel like college football now to me is like more of a professional sport. Like I don't know how to explain it. I would rather watch college football than the NFL most weekends. And especially when you've got teams like this that I mean, I didn't expect Ole Miss to be that good this year. I'm shocked. But all in all, Mississippi State has a lot of points lately, including multiple games this season where they've surrendered 40 plus points. Their losses, though, have been impressive because they really have played like tooth and nail, grit by grit. Even watching their game with Texas, like the fact that it was a closer game, I'm like, wait a minute, that's considering Texas defense. I think Texas showed up kind of with a little bit of an ego and was like, whatever, we're going to win this game. Nobody cares. Humbled immediately.
And
Um,
that
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
And that's what I think Jeff Lebby and the team is hoping for, that this Lane Kiffin thing is going to be a distraction. Um, and, Blake Shapen is gonna need a monster game, or they're gonna need, Kamario Taylor to step in really strongly. I'm cheering for the Bulldogs. I love you, Lane, but I want some chaos. I don't want chaos in my game, but I want some chaos, and I want some losses to make my team look better, so I'm cheering against everyone this weekend. Um, if both teams could lose in some instances, I'd be here for it, but, we can't have everything. Ole Miss is definitely, going to be able to keep that tempo up that I think is just going to break down the Bulldogs eventually. Um, you know,
I mean, hear me out though. I would also love to see Ole Miss in the SEC championship, specifically because they've never been. I do think that is so special. Not that I really care about this game at all, just like I have nothing riding on either of these teams. Uh, However, I think either way this goes, who cares? But I would love to see, especially if Lane Kiffin is leaving, I would love to see him be able to take that team to the SEC championship for the first time.
what is interesting is if Lane Kiffin is leaving, he will most likely this will be his last game with Ole Miss. So even if they get into the SEC championship, Lane Kiffin, if he leaves, would not be coaching them.
This is why I personally think he's debating this game right now. I think he's like, I don't know what I'm doing. He probably does know what he's doing. I don't know, but at the end of the day, I could see Lane building all of the suspense to create the distraction of the game to then be like, haha, never mind, I'm not leaving. Like I'm staying here. I'm staying at Ole Miss. I could see him being that dramatic of a person.
I would so be that dramatic too, so I totally understand that. Like, I would make such theatrics about it. I, for some reason, also don't see him leaving, but if he does, I feel like he's going to Florida for the money.
Yep.
Um, but another interesting thing is that if they get a loss against Mississippi State and they're 10-2, and there's other teams that get that win. They and Ole Miss. This is so many like if, but like and Lane Kiffin leaves. So Lane Kiffin's gone. Ole Miss is 10-2, and there's other 10-2 teams. Ole Miss could be left out of the playoffs simply because their coach is gone, and we know that the committee will keep you held back if your coach is gone, a player's hurt. I mean, FSU the first year, they didn't put FSU in over Bama because their quarterback was injured. So it's like one individual can completely change the playoff contention. Um, and so I feel like if Ole Miss is 10-2 and Kiffin is gone, their resume isn't that impressive this season, other than Oklahoma and Tulane. That just doesn't impress me, and so I feel like they'd get left out of the playoffs.
That's why I think I just don't see him leaving because they have had such a good season. And I know like a job opportunity like Florida and LSU is kind of opened, but it's like, wouldn't you want to stay? I wish they would just deal with all this postseason because like, wouldn't you want to stay and see your team through the playoffs? Like, wouldn't that be in a way? And it makes you more of an employable coach for like next year. Like,
I
oh,
agree.
I took my team all the way to the final round of the playoffs, or maybe even won the CFP. I don't know. It's tough for me because I'm like so indifferent because I just like Lane as a person. I love listening to him. I personally don't care where he coaches. It doesn't really affect me in any way. He's not my coach, so he's not gonna be my coach. So,
And I do
however,
think it's interesting. I don't think Florida has another option. So what? Lane says no, and then they just offer him the job again during the offseason?
I think Florida needs to open their pockets because I think that definitely will get somebody moving. It just depends on the coach because I think some coaches just aren't motivated. Like money is not the motivation. It's like how good is the team? Like they want the recognition behind the name, which I think Florida, yeah, they beat Texas. They really don't. I really think they beat Texas on luck. I'm sorry to say it. I really do.
Sometimes things just go haywire.
I think if we played them again this weekend, I think Texas would win. I really do think that was just like a pure luck situation. I think that's why Napier was stayed another 3 weeks after that was because I think that saved his butt for a few weeks. And then when they continued to lose after that, it was like, never mind, you have to go. I don't see Lane trading up a team that just beat Florida to be like, yeah, I'm gonna go there.
Yeah.
Once again, I don't know this man. Maybe he is money motivated. Maybe Florida's opening their wallets and saying, come on.
Florida has the money. They have the donors, they have the alumni. Money's never been an issue with Florida. We've totally gotten off topic from the Egg Bowl, but yeah, I mean, this is where Lane possibly could end up is at Florida, but I'm
I don't
excited.
think anybody cares about the Egg Bowl, Georgia. I
I
think we're all
care
here
about the
for
Egg
Lane.
Bowl. I love the Egg Bowl. It's happening on.
Everybody that's gonna watch the Egg Bowl this weekend is because they want to watch the press right afterwards. That's why we're all watching the Egg Bowl this weekend.
I'm watching the Egg Bowl in hopes that Jeff Lebby will win. I'm a Jeff Lebby lover.
You're one of few.
Yeah.
Not that he,
Um,
not that he's not a great coach. It's like I think everybody watching this weekend for that reason is saying,
Nobody's thinking about Jeff Lebby. We're all thinking about Lane Kiffin,
yeah, he's
but
the main character in this story, guys.
he's the main character of college football right now. Yeah, he is, yeah, Lane Kiffin, main character of college football, completely. Well,
Amen.
we're super excited. Let us know what you're watching the Egg Bowl for. Are you watching because you are excited about the Egg Bowl history like I am, or are you watching because you wanna watch Lane Kiffin and see what he's gonna do? I'm sure the majority of you are watching Lane Kiffin, but we will see you after the game, and we are so excited to see who is going to end up in the SEC championship, and we'll talk to you next time.